Okay, so I'm feeling really excited to get this going. I'm struggling a little bit with my feeding on my rifle. I'm gonna work it like a horse, and hopefully that'll do the trick. And let's see how it goes. I can't wait to start off and see where this goes. Last place for me is first place, because at the end of the day I'm here to gain some experience and feel a competition environment. So I'm really excited to get this going. PRS Nationals. I think I is ready.
Right. Understand the course of fire?
Yes.
3 beep. Should you ready?
Ready. Standing on this first stage, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to expect. From my zeroing experience earlier the day, I saw that my gun was shooting properly, and I was really excited to see what it does on the range. So the course of fire here was close, middle, close, middle, close, middle, and then far middle, far middle, far middle. Obviously, and the gongs keep getting smaller the more you go into it. So I got into a comfortable position. I made sure that I load my bipod pretty much the same way every time I take a shot, and they started landing. I was really happy with the dope I dialed in. I was new to using a Kestrel 5700. Right there you can see me missing the first far shot, as I forgot to dial that extra 0.5 mils for that distance. You also see me struggling there with my rifle not feeding. And I'll explain shortly what the reason was for that. We got to the bottom of it when I was speaking to some of the pros there. I had the honor of shooting with, I think, about 7 or 8 Proteas. What an honor.
Herder, daai was lekker. Ek het vergeet om te flip en gaan 0.5 ekstra vir die dis hoekom ek mis. Yes, het ek 9 geskiet. Herder. Jessie. That was great. Flippin'.
Well done.
Dankie my chommy, waardeer ou.
Easy game.
Lekker, yes.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by.
This was a difficult stage. Stage number 5. We had 1 target and 10 positions. And like I said earlier, my gun was struggling to feed. And the big reason for that is I spoke to Leon Goosen, who's one of the Protea marksmen in the team. And he asked me whether these the brass in my collection for my shooting was ever shot out of a different barrel or different chamber. And I remembered that it was actually fired through my friend Ruben's 6XC a couple of times. And he explained to me that once it's shot in a different chamber that's most probably a little bit bigger than mine, it gets fire formed to that, and it doesn't matter how much I try to shape that brass again, it'll never be the same as it was if it was only shot in my chamber. So I'm gonna have to get new brass. That's what's gonna have to happen here. But this definitely made things difficult for me every time I needed to eject a brass piece. You'll see some of the brass pieces come out easily, and that's because it's actually brass that has only been fired through my chamber. But as soon as I struggle, like right here, you should know that's probably brass that's gone through Ruben's rifle. I got 7 shots off in my time here, and I only hit 6 of them. I'm actually happy with the percentage of that. We were really struggling with wind this day, but looking back at this, I think there's a lot of improvement I see already. And I only had a little bit of time to do what I had to do here.
It's the feeding issues, but we'll sort it out. It's lekker. 6 out of 7. Supposed to be 10, but ran out of time. Anyway, we'll sort it out.
Did you understand the course of fire?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Stand by.
So this was a difficult stage. We had to shoot strong shoulder first, 2 shots, then move over to weak shoulder. And these gongs were quite a ways away. I think we were looking at about 500 and something meters. I can't remember exactly offhand now. Got my first shot on. My second shot, I think I was off. Yes. Looks like on the camera it might be on the left, but I think it was down the right. Here, my first shot, obviously needed to cycle. First shots from my left hand was on, and somewhere there, something went wrong. You can see me looking for problem with my brass not cycling, and as I'm struggling with this bolt, I slowly realized something else is wrong, and that's when I see my bolt was turned over. So hear me talking about this later on, but basically what happened is my bolt uncocked when I cycled around, so my cheek piece was in the way, so I couldn't take out my bolt quickly enough. We had to use Allen keys to get the bolt out and just reset the cocking mechanism.
Okay.
That was 3 shots for that piece.
Okay, so my bolt opened, and when I wanted to push it back, I don't even know what to call it. Vian, put the description here, I'll let you know. Put something in there for the people, whatever that thing is. They don't want to close again. So I knew that feeding was going to be an issue today, but I was willing to go with it. But that was a completely new problem for me to have, and yeah, it made that I missed 1 shot, only shot 3 shots in total. At least I got 2, but I mean, I was really looking forward to this stage. I'm quite ambidextrous, so I would say I would be fine with this, but with the feeding and everything, my mind's just struggling, but I'm learning a lot as we go.
Stand by.
This was a interesting stage for me. I felt like the positions were easy to get into. Oh, and never mind the fact that we don't have footage of this. Thank you, Vian. He forgot to record. So you'll see the shots go off, but you won't see any impacts or anything. But that gives you a good idea of what the targets looked like for this. It was 3 shots from every stage or something like that. I really felt comfortable getting into position as soon as possible. You can see me remembering that the form that I want to get of kneeling is with my hand on my telescope. So I keep trying to remind myself that that's the position I want to get in and stabilize the rifle with my left hand. Obviously still struggling with feeding, but the shots, I got through all the shots. I just really struggled to read the wind with this. It was gusting and standing still and gusting and standing still, so it was quite difficult to get on target with this one. I think I only hit about 2 targets, but this teaches me that I have to check and make sure where my impacts are so I can adjust for the upcoming shots.
Dankie, Joe.
Back for me.
My gun het gefeed. Yeah, Gauteng. I'm gonna be off to the right every time. I didn't give enough for wind. It is what it is. Ready?
Stand by.
I had a good laugh looking back at this footage about where I put down those sandbags getting into position. This was not a position I practiced a lot. And luckily I had some experienced guys around me telling me to form my bipod the way you see it there. I could actually have moved it further back into my rifle just to get that angle and make sure that you don't have to be too high up at the back, at the buttstock, to get to see exactly where you where you need to shoot. Unfortunately, we had a guy standing in front of our footage here, and somebody bumped it later on, so there's not a lot of footage of this. It was a terrible stage for me. I was really getting frustrated with the brass getting stuck in my chamber, and with this stage specifically, I think everybody agreed that this was the most difficult stage for the day. And trying to remember to dial your dope, check for wind, which made this really difficult. Obviously, your wind is going to be less closer, but the further out you go, the more wind you have to adjust for. And you got to make sure that you adjust your dope for distance and for windage. And there were 10 targets, so it wasn't the easiest stage, but learned a lot here. This is something I'm really going to go and practice.
Ja, slot. Ja, maar ik moet zeker teruggaan, hè.
Shooter ready?
Ready?
Stand by.
This was a fun stage for me. Something I realized looking back at the footage is how much time I lose struggling with my brass knot cycling, and also manhandling your rifle to get the brass to eject, actually get you off target, makes it difficult to make your follow-up shot, which should be quick and effortless, and actually gives you some time to see where your shot has hit, and make your adjustments. This stage actually started out quite well, and I was getting into position a lot quicker, trying to remember the correct form. For some reason, it felt more comfortable for me to get my hand out front on the barrel and shoot off there. But I think I'm still a bit rushed, not thinking through exactly what I'm supposed to do. Here I've got my last rack that I have to shoot out to the right. I made the first impact, and then the wind dropped on me, and I went off the left. And over here, I had to shoot the small gong on the left and the small gong on the right. So you'll see my shots dropping off to the left on the first, and also on the left to the right. I was running out of time, so couldn't get this last shot off in time, but just decided to take it for practice sake.
That was better. Still feeding issues, put you on your nerves. But I got 7 out of my 10 shots, so I'm happy with that. Yeah.
You shot it raak.
I shot it raak.
Ons is amper klaar.
Shooter, are you ready?
Ready!
Stand by! Fight!
Considering that this was the last stage, I really appreciated the range officer's enthusiasm and reciprocated. This was a fun stage for me, and I really shot well here. A couple of things that I really tried to make sure of was getting my left arm into position and really stabilizing my rifle with my left arm. This was a bit of a surprise to me when Warren explained to me how much you need to do with your left hand and your left arm to stabilize your rifle. So, I manhandled my rifle here. Like I explained earlier, I didn't give these brass pieces a chance to give me trouble. I treated every cycle as if it was already stuck, and I think it helped me actually get through this. I was happy with the way my rifle was shooting here. I was heading to the right. This comes with experience, I think. I need to make sure that I learn to check through my scope where I'm hitting on the gong, so I can just adjust that tad bit for windage. And right over here, I think I started worrying a bit about my time, which got me a bit excited, getting into position very quickly, maybe not taking most of the time and making sure that I get the shots off. And I wanted to rush this last one and just missed the last one. Otherwise, I would have had my first clean.
You monster. We're getting there. Dankie my vriend.
Vlaggie in.
Wat is dit?
Daai privaat lesse pay off.
That was probably the best way to end the day. 9 out of 10 shots. Should have got that last one, but I thought I was running out of time, so I rushed it a bit. Don't do that again. Lekker. Okay. Let's go home.
Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe for more content.